Professor? So I said, 2 can play at that game. I told him, a small-time little weasel like you ought to be begging me for attention. Oh, it gets me so mad, so worked up. Why aren't there any men around here who understand what a catch I am? Come to think of it, you've always been nice to me. I mean, you listen to all my problems. I feel like I can really trust you. I don't have that kind of thing with a lot of people. Right, I got it. I knew you'd say we were just friends. I'd like to maybe talk about this once the war is over. Once we're all safe. All right, enough of this moping around. What we need is a change of mood. We've still got a lot to do together. When I think about that, what are 1 or 2 men? What's wrong is, it's not just 1 or 2 men, it's more like 100 men, maybe even 200, more! I'm completely... Oh, I can't get out of this mood! Actually, I've got an idea. Exercise will help. I'm going to the training ground. Come on and give me a hand. Gonna work my anger out on 100 training dummies. Maybe 200 if we've got them.
Ready to go. Greetings, travelers, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Fire Emblem Three Houses, presented by Draco Breach. Last time, we unfortunately came to a head with Edelgard, and this time, well, there's some supports before we get into the real meat of the conflict, I guess you could say. It is coming to a close. I can't imagine there being... I mean... main villain, like, 1 more battle. Maybe 2 if they're pushing it. I just do not see it going beyond 1 more battle very easily. I don't know how many we'll get through, but I'll go for a little while, at least. But we have several supports to go through. You've missed the opportunity. Excuse me? That is a first. Is it before the fight with Edelgard? Huh. Regardless, he does have Mercedes. I thought they looked a little weird with that, like...
There you are.
I guess it was slightly blurry.
Why are you so short of breath?
I just wanted to show you something.
What's this? Oh.
Yes, these are financial records that I recovered from your adoptive father. They prove that when he adopted you, large sums of money changed hands.
Where did you come across these?
I stealthily made my way into Ferdiad and looked around his estate. It was easy. That kind of thing is no trouble for an intrepid young noble such as myself.
That's amazing.
Criminal, isn't it?
I can't believe you put yourself at risk for my benefit. I really wish you wouldn't do such things.
No, I did it for my benefit. I could not help myself. With these documents, we can show everyone what a scoundrel your adoptive father really is. His noble aspirations will be crushed. The Lord of the region will probably rescind his adoption contract. In other words, you will be free. Here, take them. Do with them what you will.
Do you really believe these will set me free?
Yes, of course. You will be free to decide your own path in life, and go wherever your heart leads you.
That does sound nice, but... I'm sorry, Ferdinand, but I think you should hold on to the documents.
Why? Is this not what you want?
I've lived so much of my life following everyone else's lead. So
So much so that I've come to terms with it. It's almost unavoidable at this point. But with these, I could regain my freedom and change all that.
You baffle me. Do you not wish to be free?
Of course I do. Let me try that again in a way you might understand. Ahem. A true noble cuts their own path, seizing freedom from the clutches of tyranny.
What?
I'll not argue with that. Fine then. I will hold on to the documents.
Mercedes, I guess, trying to impersonate Ferdinand.
I'm very happy that you're so concerned with my well-being, Ferdinand. It means so much to me that you went through all that trouble on my behalf.
Of course, Mercedes. The smile on your face is well worth the effort.
Thinking on it, I actually want to check Petra? No, none of our other supports are grayed out that I can tell. But we're going to go in order. Linhart, let's see. Wait,
Linhart,
was it grayed out for
apology.
whoever was
You
bit
are
right
not deserving of this
beneath
punishment.
Petra?
I am the one who suggested it would be great firewood. I suppose it's only fair I get punished too. How was I supposed to know the Archbishop's favorite chair was stashed away under a pile of trash? My apologies, Petra. My idea turned out to be worthless.
It was not worthless. It had great worth.
I actually
You
forgot
gave
what
me
their
great
last
help
interaction
smoking
was.
all of that meat.
Oops.
I give you all of my gratitude for that.
Well, at least you'll have no worries about provisions. I just realized they didn't actually tell us when the punishment will be over.
You can be leaving if you are wanting to. I will not be telling anyone. This is my responsibility to take.
How are you so obedient and yet so passionate at the... Oh, look, Petra! The book you were searching for.
The complete guide to Fodlan's wildlife. I have so much happiness. You are full of amazement.
Well, books are my field of expertise. Still, what a stroke of luck.
Linhart, can I be asking you something?
What's that?
You are no longer saying I am bothering you. Instead, you are helping me with my requests. What is the reasoning? Why am I not bothering you now?
Interesting observation. I wonder why that is.
People
You
just grow
always ask
closer
me
to
so
each other.
earnestly. You seem to throw your entire being into all that you do. I guess I rather like it, working as hard as you do. On occasion, that is.
You are liking the hard work?
On occasion.
Yes. You inspire me to be, well, something that is not normally me.
If you are liking it, then I will keep working hard. With your wisdom, I can be working even harder than before. That means I will be needing your wisdom from now onward. With my strength and your wisdom, there is nothing we can't be doing.
I think you may be right. Your strength and my wisdom, that sounds like a wonderful combination.
Okay then. No, it doesn't look like Annette is actually grayed out. I guess it was my imagination.
There's nothing like a morning stroll to take
Trying to remember what their interactions were like.
In the thicket there, is that a human foot? Ah, it moved! Someone help!
Sorry, Annette. I was really out.
Hey, you shouldn't surprise people like that. I thought you were an undead corpse. Why are you sleeping out here anyway? We're in the middle of a war. Doesn't that seem dangerous?
Middle of a war or no,
We haven't
you're
really
not
fought
the
any
master
undead
of
in this
dreams.
game.
He's a fiercely strong enemy.
Closest we had were
Stop
the
joking around.
Resident
What are you
Evil-like
even talking about?
No joking, I assure you. He is quite
transformed by disease zombies.
You really never changed.
But they weren't undead.
You sleep just as much as ever. Do you even remember what I told you?
You told me something? When?
Of course you
Oh,
don't.
wow, that's brilliant, Linhart.
Putting in effort.
Is how you grow. Is that the one?
So, you do remember?
Should I not have remembered?
No, it's just... You should put your talents to use elsewhere, that's all.
The truth is, I place effort in what brings me joy. I'm happiest that way.
No, that's not... Okay, let me put it this way instead. Working hard for other people helps you grow as a person. Do you not get the urge to work hard for other people? Like when you helped me before?
Not as such. Why would I go through that effort? For what gain?
For the gain I mentioned. That it helps you grow as a person.
Oh, I see. Well, then continue working hard for my sake. For example, waking me up today.
Oh,
And I suppose I will try to do a little bit more for you, too. I find working for others to be annoying, yet I wish to make an exception for you. I hope that's all right.
Just for me?
Indeed. You're the only person I'd bother helping. I could wear myself...
well, unless you've gone through his other supports and he promises the same thing to them.
I'll be there for you, and you can be there for me.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
What?
If we're doing our best for each other and all, then that's just a bit like... Just kind of like a marriage.
Huh. You know, I feel as if you might be able to wake me up every morning. No small feat, that.
As though I would marry a man who can't even get up in the morning.
Yeah, that sounds like a legitimate complaint from Annette. It really does. Okay, so... Why can't Ferdinand and Petra get that A rank? That is so weird.
What did I do? Am I in your way? I'm in your way. I know, I get it. I'm sorry. I can't stand the sight of me either.
I never said that. Stay right there. You're always running away. You must really find me irritating.
Irritating? I know. I completely... What? No, I mean, I know I'm irritating, but... Huh?
Stop. Do you remember when you came up behind me and knocked the sword from my hands? I need you to teach me that technique.
Sword? Teach? Technique? That's a joke, right? Because that's just about the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Maybe so, but I saw you do it. You don't remember? You moved like a flash, and before I knew it...
Nope, wasn't Bernie. You must have dreamed it. Unless my accuser dares to produce some evidence.
Yes, evidence. I still have your satchel, see?
Oh, my satchel. Wait, that? No, that's not mine. You can't prove it's mine.
You know it's yours.
I'm innocent, I swear. Merciful Cyril, save me.
This is getting nowhere. But, maybe I should corner her like last time. Then she'll use the technique without thinking.
I love that he also says that out loud.
I'm done here.
Because there was no indication that that was a thought.
Lies. I didn't do any... Uh-huh. Well, where'd he go?
Or was that a thought? I don't know. Bernadetta and Felix, I kind of want to see more of that conversation. Oh, geez, there's an A and an A+. What did... Okay, that's just regular. And Alois.
Okay, I must drop off these papers with Bernadetta. I'm not sure how to go about this. She's as timid as a mouse, and that's when speaking to people her own age. She'll likely scream the second she sees me.
I mean, who wouldn't?
All that noise is going to
Bad joke, I do not apologize.
Hi. Can I help you?
Ah, hello. I owe some business with Bernadetta. I wasn't sure how to approach her.
I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but okay. What business do you have with Bernie?
I was supposed to deliver this, you see. Perhaps you can take it off my hands?
Right. Thanks for taking the time.
No trouble at all. Here it is.
Thanks. I'm going to head in now, if that's okay.
Whew, that's quite a relief. How kind of Bernadetta's friend, making that delivery for me. Wait a second. That was Bernadetta. But it couldn't have been.
I can't
She
even
spoke so
facepalm to this.
normally. She didn't act frightened at all. In fact, she was quite friendly. Ouch! Oh, yes, it still hurts when I pinch my cheek, so I'm not dreaming. I'm glad the ordeal's done with, but now I feel terribly confused and a little worried. Meek little Bernadetta, what have they done to you?
You know, Alois actually has a point. What just happened? Because I'm not sure what happened. Okay, it looks like everybody here is normal. She has support with Hanneman. Did I forget about that? I mean, I knew about Manuela.
I'm leaving you alone, just as you asked. I may be walking the same way as you, but
What do you want?
you've made it abundantly clear I'm not to want anything from you, including politeness.
I heard a rumor that you're planning to settle down with a noble. I abandoned my family, so you'll have to look elsewhere. Not much to gain from marrying me.
I just find you interesting is all. Is that so odd?
Interesting? I'm not interesting. What do you mean?
I've never met a noble so unsociable. Yes, that's the word, unsociable. Other nobles are quick to be friends, even if it's just because they might gain something from it.
The Empire's nobility, maybe. The Kingdom's nobility is a whole different animal.
If they are, so what? You should care how others think of you.
Why? I don't answer to them. All that matters is improving my skill. I'll prove my worth on the battlefield. Those people care so much about appearances they can't even see each other. It makes me sick.
Oh, I agree.
Yep, sounds like
What's important
nobles.
isn't how someone looks, it's their true nature. I don't pretend to know your true nature. I don't even have a very good understanding of my own. But I suppose you see mine just fine, don't you? Just a silly girl with no thoughts in her head except for marrying a noble. Yes? Goodbye, Felix.
He's frustrated about something. I guess we'll find out if we ever get to the next support. Have we... We actually haven't unlocked the next... Oh. I don't exactly remember what happened there, but okay. Is that seriously Lorenz? I can't imagine them getting along... Well,
Save it for your noble girls, Lawrence. I'm not in the
Yep,
mood.
I was right.
I was only being polite.
And it really was quite wonderful to be so near your elegance. Now, if you'll please excuse me.
Now hold just a moment. I have tolerated quite enough of this impertinence. Not a word has escaped my lips to imply that you are anything less than a highly attractive woman. But I am the heir to a noble house. I have a duty. Thus, I am unable to engage in courtship with you. What is it about my circumstances that you seem to find so very amusing?
All of it? You're no different from the men who flirted with me when I was in the opera. As long as you're getting what you're after, you don't much care what a woman wants, needs, or feels.
That is truly what you think of me? I am afraid you have completely misunderstood.
Oh, have I? Do explain.
If noble status were my only priority, then I could be married 100 times over by now. But birthright is not sufficient for me. I am not looking merely for an accessory. Marriage is a relationship of mutual respect, support, and trust. If my
I'm
wife and I are of the
honestly
same
surprised to
mind
hear
and
that
of
from
the
him.
same worth, then together we can achieve anything. That is why I make overtures to so many
And
people.
there we go.
I am in search of an ideal.
You're searching for someone who matches your vision of a perfect spouse? How odd. So am I. And everyone else.
My standards are somewhat more exacting, but yes, I suppose on that point we are similar. Please understand that I'm acting with the best of intentions in search of a partner.
You're more serious than I thought. And so earnest, it's almost adorable. If you met a peasant girl and fell madly in love, would you be able to give her up? Break her heart?
I would have no choice. The worlds of the nobility and the common folk are simply too far apart. I cannot choose to abandon my duty merely for the sake of a fleeting emotion.
Lawrence, you're dangerously close to dedicating your life to the lie that nobility is something special. I hope you realize that before it's too late.
And he kind of reminds me of stories of nobility from medieval times and such.
Time to relax.
Professor Hanneman, do you have a moment to talk?
Of course, Miss
Trying to
Dorothy.
think if...
Whatever is on your mind.
I heard you were once a member of the nobility, and you surrendered your title to come here.
Indeed, I was a noble once. Why are you so curious about that?
I knew there was something noble about your speech and your perfect manners. You're always impeccably dressed, too, and you have a certain pride about you. What interests me is that you threw it all away. Why?
I threw nothing away, child. In fact, by stepping away from its trappings, in my heart I feel closer than ever to the true meaning of nobility.
How so?
Consider this. At its inception, the concept of nobility assumed that the greatest among the populace would rise to power. In my mind, I believe that means those who value knowledge, those who strive for more and wish to protect and guide their fellow man. However, in practice,
That has happened so infrequently in
those
history.
lead commoners down, segregated from those who, by chance, were born to a noble family.
And that is common
Reasons
practice.
I decided to leave that nonsense behind and dedicate myself to the study of crests. Though I have abandoned my position, in my mind it was to pursue what I consider to be a truly noble pursuit, that of knowledge.
I see. Well, you're definitely a noble in that sense of the word. To pursue such admirable ideas without regard for your social position. How wonderful.
Pardon?
Oh, it's nothing. I was just very moved by your words.
Ah, well, I'm quite pleased to hear you say so.
Some of these supports are rather interesting, and with Manuela, I was 100% expecting this. They actually increase each other's
Pounding.
might.
Think I'd get used to this.
Manuela, why are you drunk in every single one of your... drunk or hungover?
Goodness, you look
In every
terrible.
single one of your
Don't get up. I'll get you some water.
supports?
I should fluff up those pillows.
Or
It will make you more comfortable.
moping about her latest romance?
I'm completely hopeless.
Or moping about how she's hopeless?
I was so proud of being the reason you came to Garrick Mock. Dorothea wanted to follow in my footsteps. How great is that? I thought I'd use that as an inspiration to straighten myself out. Be less of a, you know, less of a disgrace. But here I am, right in front of you, dealing with the worst hangover I've had in weeks.
You thought you'd hide this from me?
Wait, you mean you knew?
Even when you were still with the opera company, you had quite the reputation. There was a joke that you could outdrink a fish and the sailor who caught it.
Dorothea, my brain's pounding as it is. Please, stop. It's all true.
I'm sorry, but Dorothea, please continue.
You, the girl I thought I had inspired to greatness.
Dorothea, please continue.
I believe I tried so hard to be a good example for you when you knew all along. I should leap into the ocean and drown.
Don't say that.
I wouldn't go that
Almost
far.
A bit of respect from me.
Not one bit. Everyone has their faults, and some have more than others, but you are the finest songstress the opera had ever seen. And you've taught me well. What I mean to say is, you're my inspiration. I really do admire you.
Thank you, Dorothea. That means a lot.
I am kind of glad that I made Dorothea the dancer, just because it does fit her story-wise quite well. And actually, it's been... Why? It's actually been a rather good class for her. Ash, interesting. I am upset that I missed that A rank with Ferdinand. I really am, between Ferdinand and Petra.
Commoner techniques? Oh, you mean when I haggled for you?
Yes, it has made for many savings. I was telling the professor, we both are so happy.
Really, it wasn't a big deal. But I'm glad the professor was pleased. What is it? Do I have something on my face?
For a lot of time, I was living in the Imperial capital. Then I came here, to the monastery. Both places contain many nobles, and many chances to be learning noble customs.
That's true. When you're surrounded by new people, you naturally pick up all kinds of stuff. Though with nobles, there's a lot to learn. All the etiquette is overwhelming. Not to mention the dancing. I just keep stepping on my partner's feet.
In Fodlan, the nobles are training for dancing since their youth. They have much skill.
When I was a kid, I spent most of my time helping out at my parents' restaurant and playing with my brother and sister. Back then, I never dreamed I'd ever be studying at a proper academy with all these nobles.
I have learned many customs of the nobles, but few of the commoners. I am hoping you will teach me. Techniques, secret skills, anything. All of the things.
Secret skills? I don't think I know anything that fancy.
That is not the truth. The technique for money saving could be helpful even for nobles. It has use for all the world.
I don't know about that. Really,
I don't know why, but I suddenly thought about
Commoner wisdom
wondering
is
what
shared with commoners, then?
intelligence systems in a Fire Emblem setting
Forbidden knowledge.
would make of a noble debut,
We can be trading information. In
where
Britain,
they present their
powerful
of
curse
age
techniques are passed down,
children.
and we can speak with the spirits. I can be teaching you these things.
What? Curses? No.
Because we've
I
had
don't
children
need
in
any
Fire
dangerous
Emblem games
information
before,
for
but
that.
we've never
But if you really
seen like how
insist,
they're...
I guess I could teach you a few things about what life is like on the streets.
It's not even of
Would that be
age,
enough?
technically. I'm rambling about dumb things.
I cannot be waiting.
That's not what I meant.
But yeah, Ash and Petra is all about haggling. Felix... I'm actually surprised that I got the A support with Lysithea there.
Left it in the library. Oh, is that Felix?
It's
Hey,
going to
Felix.
be a diary,
This is a
isn't it?
surprise. I didn't think you had much interest in books. I'm already finished with that one. You can borrow it if you'd like.
Oh, never mind.
No need. I was just curious who it belonged to.
Why not read a few pages at least while you've got it open? I think you'd really like it. The plot is pretty different from a typical Knight's Tale, but it's still really good. Do you like stories about adventure and chivalry?
No, I despise them.
Yeah.
Blunt as
Have
always.
you tried reading any? You might find them really interesting. I know I do.
What do you find so interesting?
Well, for one thing, the knights in these stories are always gallant and brave. And they always value things like friendship, loyalty, and justice. That's the kind of knight I want to be.
Doesn't sound like Felix.
Friendship, loyalty, justice. Only fools allow their lives to be ruled by such nonsense. Fools who get themselves killed for nothing. Only to be celebrated as heroes in books like this. Writers of these stories are worse than tyrants. They seize control of people's thoughts.
That's a little much. I was only interested in...
I don't care. Such blind enthusiasm is dangerous. Be more moderate in your passions.
You know something, Felix? You are exactly like the knight in this story.
Excuse me?
I actually,
On the
and yet I'm
surface,
face
he's
palming
sarcastic
now.
and intimidating.
I am absolutely.
Underneath, he's kind and cares for his friends. In the end, they become heroes together.
Okay,
and
another
conquer
face palm.
all obstacles.
Oh my goodness.
Disgusting. Stop looking at me like that.
Oh, see, right there. That's just what I mean. You sound exactly like him. I'm going to lend you this book. Really, I insist. Just give it a read, all right? Trust me, and you can tell me what you think when you're done.
Why is this happening?
I have a feeling he might actually read the book, but it. Oh, jeez, I don't even know where to go with that one.
I've awaited this fated day.
You don't change. Still prattling on about it.
Oh, right, about the
I
sweets.
just want to hear what you thought of the cake I gave you.
It was edible.
It was edible.
If by edible you mean incredible, then yes, I agree.
It was satisfying and like.
Oh.
I imagine it would be quite useful as a battlefield provision.
Please refrain from lumping delectable cake into the same category as provisions.
You're upset and I don't understand why. I'm complimenting the cake. You cured my dislike of sweets. For that, I think.
You have an interesting way of giving compliments, but I'm glad you liked it.
Yes. Got any cakes on you?
You say that as though I just carry cake on me at all times. Did you want some?
That's not what I meant. If you baked a cake, however, I wouldn't object to eating a slice.
If cake is what you want, you can just ask me directly. It just so
Yeah.
happens I have a brand new recipe I tried out, special for you. It's delicious and not overly sweet. Perfect for you.
Okay.
The thing is, there are actually some pretty good
Go on.
sweet and tart cakes out there, so... Wait, what? Shouldn't we have a
Love it.
break
I can
or
tell. Here,
something?
try this one
Like a
out
fade
too.
to black and...
See? So amazing, huh? Just keep working on that sweet tooth of yours. Then we can share cake notes together and eat cake together all the time.
It's like some kind of weird addiction.
It just sounds nice is all.
Okay. That does sound nice.
Felix's voice direction was very different in that, at the end of that, compared to most of his other voice direction. Anyway, that will be it for today. For the time being, this will be Draco Breach reporting out. God bless and safe travels.